Hi friends, welcome back. In the last videos we covered about how to work with the type 1 driver, type 2 driver, type 3, type 4, type 5 drivers. Sir, for different drivers, what are various class names, what is the JDBC URL, next and after that which jar file we have to place, it's very clear, sir. Next, there are two general topics I have to discuss. Regarding that, just only two general topics I have to discuss, and then I will start programming, sir. But these topics are a bit important for the interview room. It is the very important, sir. Just to take a bit very special care. In my regular advanced Java sessions, sir, once I explain a program, after completing the class, every time, most of the time, the students are coming, sir, this method you are using, from which class this method is coming, or this from on you are calling this get connection method, class.forName method, next and after that you are calling create statement, rs.next, like, sir, from where these methods are coming? Of course, I explained clearly in the theory, but still there may be a chance of having general doubts. That's why, so I want to prepare this video just to resolve that doubt, right? Regarding to target that doubt. Sir, now just observe my title also. How to identify the class of a method. Regarding I have one method I am calling. From where this method is coming, how I can identify that? Okay, that clarity you people should aware, sir. Sir, anyway, before talking about this one, just basic idea you people should aware. In Java, we have two types of methods. Regarding how many types of methods are there, sir? Two types of method. First method is instance method. What is the first method? Instance method. Second method is static method. Second method, static method, right? Some people may use the word, it is a non-static method, it is the static method. Some people may use, sir, instance method, static method. This method related to object, this method related to class. Remember, static method is always talks about class, which never talks about a particular object. Instance method always talks about a particular object only. In my core Java classes, in the SCJP videos, somewhere I did okay, this is one video, sir. Just go through those core Java videos to get much clarity. When we should go for instance method, when we should go for static method. But anyway, in Java, how many types of methods are available, sir? Instance method, static method. Sir, static method nowhere related to a particular object. It is always related to class. Class level method is static method. Next, instance method is always talks about a particular object only. Remember that. Clear for all of you, right? Next, how we can call instance method? Instance method should be called from outside of the class, should be called by using object reference only. By using object reference only. Sir, how you can call instance method? From outside of the class, we should call by using object reference only. Okay? Sir, within the class, inside instance area, you can call instance methods directly. But I'm talking about outside of the class. Outside of the class, already class is defined, sir. Now I'm using that class functionality. Outside of the class, instance method should be compulsory. We should call by using object reference only. Clear, right? Okay? Sir, what about static method? Static method, you can call either by object reference, either by object reference, or by class name, sir. So, static method, you can call either by using object reference or by class name. But very common, it's a very commonly we are going to use class name only, because object reference, that convention better to give for instance method only. So that's why most of the times static method we can call by using class name. In general, we never going to use object reference to call static method. Clear, right? This knowledge you should have, sir, in your mind. So by using class name, if you are calling any method, compulsory that method is always one static method only. Class name method is always what? Static method. By using, sir, object reference, if we are calling a method, that method is always what? Instance method, non-static method, object related method. Clear, right? That knowledge you people should have. Next, sir, if it is the instance method, if it is the instance method or static method, how to identify the corresponding class? Very simple, sir. If I'm using some x dot m1, I'm calling x dot m1. Assume x is a class. X is a class name. X is a class name. Can you please tell, sir, if x is a class name, then obviously m1 method is the static method or instance method? Compulsory it should be static method only, because by using class name we can call static method. So you decided it is static method. Static method. Now my doubt is, this static method is coming from which class? Coming from which class? You are calling which class name? X class name. That's why this m1 method is coming from X class. Remember, so we are calling which static method? X class static method. If you call like this, immediately JVM will check. Hey, you are calling m1 on X. X is a class name. That's why immediately inside X class, m1 method will be there. That m1 method will be executed, right? There is one static m1 method is there. This m1 method will be executed. Sir, I'm not following coding standards, return type and so on, just basic idea. Sir, this m1 method will be executed by mistake, sir. If the class X not having m1, then from where this m1 method is coming? If X class doesn't contain, then automatically maybe its a parent class is available. Sir, in the parent class, m1 method will be executed, right? Are you getting? So if I call X dot m1, by using class name, if we are calling any method, that method is always which method, sir? Static method. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, point number 1. Next, which class m1 method we are calling? X class static method m1 we are calling. If X class doesn't contain m1 method, then its parent class should compulsory contain that method. That parent class method is going to get the chance. Sir, if the parent also doesn't contain m1, then what will happen? Compiler will give left and right. The code won't compile. Compile method we are going to get. Clear for all of you, right? Sir, very simple. By using class name, if we are calling any method, compulsory that method should be static method. Rule number 1. Second point, sir, which m1 method, which class method we are calling? By using which class name you called that method, the corresponding class should contain this method. Clear for all of you, right? Sir, now in our JDBC, I called several times. Have you observed? Class dot for name of sun dot JDBC dot ODBC dot sun dot JDBC dot ODBC dot JDBC ODBC driver. Sun dot JDBC dot ODBC. It's a driver class name, sir. Class dot for name. I'm calling which method, sir? For name method. By using which one? Class name. Sir, what is this class? Class is, it is a class present in java.lang package. It's a class, sir. By using class name, I'm calling this method. Automatically this method is always what? Static method. This static method present inside which class, right? Class. Everyone can able to understand, right? Sir, in Java there is one special class is there named with the class. In that class there is one static method is there for name method. We are calling class static method for name to load this driver class. Is it clear for all of you? So if I am using class dot for name, then immediately after completing my JDBC example, the student is coming. Sir, for name method you are calling, in which class it is available? Array, by using which class name I am calling this method? Class. Is it, if I call any method by using class name, is it static method or instance method? Static method we are calling by using class name. Sir, which class contain this method? By using which class name you are calling, that class should contain this method. Everyone can able to understand, right? This is about what is a static method, right? Similarly, I will go for one more example so that you will get much clarity, right? Observe that. Sir, if you want to call, okay, sir, connection, I want connection object, connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Driver manager dot get connection. Here we have to pass JDBC URL. Next and after that username and then password. Are you getting like? Sir, now immediately some student are going to ask, sir, you are calling get connection method. That get connection method is available where? If you are asking this question, I will give left and right because by this time you can able to get, sir. Sir, get connection method you are calling by using which one, sir? Class name. Which class name? Driver manager. Driver manager is a class present inside java.sql package. You know, right? Sir, it's a class. By using this class name, I'm calling this method. This method is always which method, sir? Static method. Which this method present inside which class? By using which class name you are calling? In that class, get connection method is there. In the java.sql package, open, sir, driver manager class. In that, you can able to say get connection method. I hope everyone can able to understand, right? Sir, very simple. By using class name, if you are calling a method, that method is always a static method. Next, sir, that corresponding class should contain that method. If that class doesn't contain, at least its parent class should contain that method. Clear for all of you, right? This is a static methods. Next, from where these static methods are coming? By using which class name you are calling this method? Sir, I'm calling get connection method by using driver manager class. That's why this method present inside driver manager class. Next, class dot for name. I'm calling for name method by using class. So this class contains this for name method. Clear for all of you, right? This is about static terminology. Okay, static methods, right? Similarly, I can talk about instance methods also. Sir, make sure you should have clear clarity about this also. Sir, by using object reference, if we call any method, that method is always what? That method is always what? Instance method or static method. Remember that. By using object reference, if you call a method, that method, it may be instance method or it may be static method. But most of the times, believe me, most of the time, we are always going to call instance methods only by using object reference. Okay. Now, just I have one small doubt, sir. I have X is there. X dot M1 method is there, sir. X dot M1. Sir, X is object reference. Sir, it is not class name. It is the object reference variable, sir, X dot M1. Now, which M1 method is executing? Which class M1 method is executing? Very simple, sir. Sir, this X is what type? What type? Whenever you are creating, sir, this is the X is what type? If X is test type, are you getting? If X is test type, then test class contain M1 method. If X is student type, then student class contain this method. If X is customer type, then customer class contain that method. Sir, if that class doesn't contain, then compulsory its parent classes should contain that method. Either this class or its parent classes should contain the method, right? I hope everyone can able to understand, right? So, if you are calling a method on object reference, sir, out of 100, 99% of the times it is always instance method. Because usually we can call instance methods only by using object reference. It's a very common trend, sir. Now this, which method is coming? Which class method is executing? Sir, this X is what type? Test type. Then test class M1 method. If X is customer type, customer class M1 method. If X is student type, student class M1 method is going to execute, sir. Sir, very simple. In Java, you should aware on which object reference you are calling this method. That object reference type should contain that method. Clear, right? Sir, very simple. Let me, in our JDBC, several times I use it, right? Several times I used these instance methods by this time. Observe that. Sir, statement st is equal to, con dot, statement st is equal to con dot, create statement. Are you getting? Statement st is equal to con dot, create statement. Sir, con is not class name. Are you getting? Con is not class name. Con is what types are? Connection type, object reference, driver manager done, get connection, driver manager dot get connection URL user and then password. Assume, sir, this is the connection con. Okay, sir, you are calling create statement method on object reference. On object reference, which object reference you are calling? Con dot create statement. Sir, create statement method is instance method. Clear? Because you are calling this on the object reference. Now, create statement method present inside which class? Present inside which, where this method, from where this method is coming? Very simple. Con is what type? Con is what type? Connection type. Sir, are you getting con? Con is what type? Connection type. That's why connection interface contain this method, sir. If you open connection interface present inside java.sql package, in that you can able to see create statement method. Are you able to get right? So if you call create statement method on con is what type? Connection type. That's why connection interface contain this method, sir. Simple. Suppose I call s.m1 method. S.m1 method. Can you tell which m1 method is coming? Which m1 method is coming? Sir, this s is what type? If s is student type, then student class m1 is coming. If s is customer type, this s is customer type, then customer class m1 is coming. If s is, okay, sir, test type, then test class m1 method is coming. Same, sir, you are calling create statement on con. Con is what type? Connection type. That's why connection interface create statement method is executing. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, like, and after that, have you remembered, right? Result set rs is equal to result set rs is equal to st dot execute query of my SQL query. I have to pass, right? Sir, select a query, I have to pass. Assume. Now, you are calling execute query method. Are you getting right? You are calling execute query method on which object reference? st. Sir, is it class name or is it object reference? Object reference. That's why it is always instance method. Now, which class execute query method is executing? Sir, you are calling this st. St is what type? Statement type. So, statement interface execute query method is coming. Are you getting? Now, can you please tell execute query method present where? Inside statement interface. Clear for all of you, right? Because you are calling this method on st. Remember that. Similarly, sir, now I got result set. Now, while rs dot next, we use it multiple times, right? While rs dot next, system dot out dot println rs dot get int of 1 dot rs dot get a string of 2, sir. Assume that. Now my question is, sir, you are calling next method. You are calling next method on rs. Sir, can you tell, is it a class name or object reference? Object reference. Sir, object reference method, is it a static method or instance method? Instance method only. Sir, you are calling next method on rs. Rs is what type? Result set type. That's why result set interface contain next method, right? Clear for all of you? Same way, sir, rs dot get int. Can you please tell? You should be in a position to tell get int method present where? On which object reference you are calling rs? Rs is what type? Result set. Result set interface contain get int method. Get string method you are calling. Get string method you are calling on which reference? rs. Rs is what type? Result set. Result set interface contain get string method, right? So, whenever you are calling a method, okay, on which object reference we are calling this method, the corresponding class should contain this method. Simple, remember, sir. So, whenever I am writing code, big code, don't ask, sir, which class contain this method? Are you getting? You are calling this method On which object reference, the corresponding class should contain this method. Clear for all of you, right? If that method you are calling by using class name, that method is what? Static method. And which class name you used, that particular class contains this method. Clear, right? Similarly, if you call a method on the object reference, now that object reference is what type, that corresponding class should contain this method. Clear for all of you, right? Now I hope everyone can aware from where the method is coming while writing Java code or while performing code work in Java code. I'm seeing the code, I'm reviewing the code. Wherever you have the doubt, array this method is coming from where? On which object reference we call this method, or by using which class name we call this method. Just identify that, then you can able to identify from where that method is coming. Clear for all of you, right? So just with this basic knowledge, you have to tell immediately, okay, which method we are, sir, internally which method is going to execute. Internally, sir, from where this method is coming. Just observe that. Just I have multiple examples I want to talk, sir. Sir, I'm calling math dot square root of 4. Observe that, math dot square root of 4. Sir, square root method, either static method or instance method. Static or instance? Static method, because we are calling by using what? Class name. Math is a class present inside java.lang package, right? Sir, static method. So which class contain square root method? Because by using which class name you are calling? So math class contains static method. Math class contains static method. What is that static method, son? Square root. Everyone can able to understand, right? Math class contains static method square root. Similarly, sir, I'm using class dot for name of driver class name. Just I'm taking, sir, any class name, need not be driver class name, any class name. Sir, now you are calling for name method. Is it a static method or instance method? Static method. Because, sir, you are calling this by using class name. What is the class name, sir? Class. Sir, don't get confused. There is one Java class is there named with the class. Okay? Sir, class is there. This class contain, okay, static method. What is the method name, sir? For name. Everyone can able to understand, right? Okay? So, here we are calling for name method, static method, present inside class. That's why I can use the word class contains static method, sir, for name. Everyone can able to understand, right? Okay? For name method present inside which class, right? Class contains static method for name method. Okay, like. Sir, third one. Have a look one, sir. Third one a bit very easy thing. Just we cover just reviewing, that's all. Driver manager dot get connection. Driver manager dot get connection of URL user password I have. Driver manager dot get connection. Can you please tell get connection is the static method or instance method? Static method, because we are calling by using class name. Next, which class contain this method? On which class, by using which class name you are calling? That corresponding class should contain this method. That's why, sir, which class contain? Can you spell out? Driver manager class contains. Have you observed, right? Driver manager class contains static method. Driver manager class contains static method get connection. Everyone can able to understand, right? So get connection method is available where? Driver manager dot get connection, right? Clear for all of you, right? Now observe that fourth one, sir. Sir, I'm taking con dot create statement. Are you getting? Sir, I used a con dot create statement. Point number 1. Create statement is the static method or instance method? Are you getting? Create statement is the static or instance? Instance method. Because you are calling on object reference. It is not class name. Con is not class name. It is the object reference. Sir, this con is what type? Connection type. Con is what type, sir? Connection type. This con is what type? Connection type. That's why connection interface contain create statement method. Are you getting? So, connection interface contains sir instance method create statement method. Everyone can aware? Sir, now my fifth possibility, right? Observe that. Sir, st dot execute query. st dot execute query. Just I'm taking some select query, sir. Now do you know execute query method you are calling on st. Is it instance method or static method? Instance method. Are you getting? Sir, this instance method you are calling on st. st is what type? What type? Statement type. That's why, sir, this st is what type? Statement type. That's why statement interface contain execute query method, which is the instance method, right? Okay. Now, can you please tell statement interface contains instance method. Statement interface contain instance method. What is that method, sir? Execute query method. What is that method? Execute query method. So, by seeing the way of calling, sir, how you are calling, based on that, you can decide whether the method is instance method or static method, or next up from where this method is coming. Just observe that. One more, sir. Sir, rs dot next. Are you getting? Rs dot next. Sometimes I'm calling rs dot get int. Sometimes I'm calling rs dot get a string. Are you getting? Rs dot get string. Sir, it's very clear. All these methods you are calling on rs. rs is a class name or object reference? Object reference. That's why all these methods are instance method. This rs is what type, sir? Result set. Are you getting? Result set. That's why result set interface contain these instance methods, right? Result set interface contains these instance methods. Remember this one. I hope everyone can able to understand, right? That's all. Sir, now at last in our JDBC, I'm going to use one more word, sir. One more. Sir, here con dot close also. Con dot close. Are you getting? Con dot close. Close method you are calling on con. Con is object reference or class name? Object reference. Instance method. And which class contain this close method? Simple. Con is what type, sir? Con is what type? Connection type. Are you getting? Connection type. Connection interface contain okay close method. Everyone can able to understand, right? So based on the way of calling, just by simply seeing the way of calling, from where this method is coming, you people should aware, sir. Very simple. By using class name, if you are calling a method, that method is always static method. That which class name you used to call that method, that class or its parent class should contain that method. Simple. By using which object reference you call a method. If you are calling a method by using object reference, it is the instance method, non-static method. Sir, that object reference is what type? What type? Sir, based on that, the corresponding method will be executed. Everyone can able to understand, right? So, just by simply seeing the way of calling a method, how to decide whether it is the static method, instance method, and which class method or which interface method is executing internally. Clear? Not required to keep much explanation. Just go through that. Sir, in the tomorrow, next videos, if I'm calling, sir, x.m1, x.m1 or otherwise test.m1. Sir, don't ask the question which class contain m1 or which class contain m1 method, like don't ask. Just by simply saying, sir, you are calling m1 by using class name. It is the static method present inside test class. You are calling m1 by using x object friend. Sir, this x is what type? If x is the student type, student class m1. If x is the customer type, customer class m1. If x is a tester type, tester class m1. Like this you should aware, sir. Are you getting? So I hope everyone can able to understand, because in the JDBC programs this code only repeated we are going to use. But every time you are getting the doubt, sir, create statement method is available where? Or execute query method is available where? Sir, you are calling con.close. Close method is available where? You should have the clarity first. Clear, right? Sir, can you please tell driver manager dot get connection? Get connection method is available where? Driver manager class. Next, st dot execute query. Execute query method is available where? St dot. St is what type? Statement type. Now, I hope related to JDBC, from where the methods are coming, it's a very clear for all of you, right? That's all. Thank you, sir. Hi friends, welcome back. Sir, in the last video I covered about, sir, how you can identify the class name or interface name from where the method is coming. Are you getting right? Sir, in this video I have to talk about very important feature, a new feature which came at the part of JDBC 4.0 version, automatic loading of JDBC driver from JDBC URL. Are you getting? So based on JDBC URL, from class path, JDBC driver will be loaded automatically. We are not required to load explicitly. Sir, this new concept came in JDBC 4.0 version. Internally, how it is implemented, that part I have to discuss for you people, right? So that you people can feel more comfortable, sir. Okay? Sir, now, usually, if any person is asking, what are various standard steps for developing JDBC application? Can you spell out, sir? What are various steps? What is the first one, sir? Open. What is the first one? Load and register driver class. Are you getting? What is the first one, sir? Load and register driver class. This is the first step. What is the second one, sir? After load and register, we have to take establish connection between Java application and the database. Are you getting? Can you please establish connection between Java application and database? Once connection established, to send our SQL query to the database, to bring the results from database, some vehicle must be required, which is nothing but statement object. Okay? Statement, sir, creation of statement object. Okay? Creation of statement object. Creation of statement object. Sir, once statement object is ready, then send and execute SQL query. Send and execute SQL query. Now you will get the result set. Sir, process result from result set. Process result from result set. Are you getting a result set? Next, last one, close the connection. Close the connection. That's all. Sir, these are various standard steps to develop JDBC application. From our childhood onwards, we are discussing the same. What is the first one, sir? Load and register driver class. Establish connection between Java application and database. Next, the creation of statement object. Send and execute SQL query. Process result from result set. Close the connection. Clear for all of it, okay? Sir, these are the things what you people should aware. General terminology, right? But from JDBC 4.0 version onwards. Sir, from which version, sir? JDBC 4.0 version or Java 1.6 version onwards, sir. Sir, very unfortunate. Sir, now we are talking about this new feature in the 2017. But this new feature came in which year, do you know? 2006 only. Okay, remember, sir, Java 1.6 version or JDBC 4.0 version came in which year, do you know? 2006, but now 2017. Okay, now almost after 11 to 12 years span, we are talking about this as a new feature, but very unfortunate, but anyway, you people should aware. Okay, now, sir, JDBC 4.0 or JDBC 1.6 version, okay, auto loading of driver class is there, son. We are not required to load and register driver class explicitly. How it is going to be happen, sir? Usually, for the first step, what code we have to write? Load and register driver class. Correct or not? Sir, class dot for name of driver class name. Something like Oracle dot JDBC dot Oracle driver. If I consider type 4 driver, sir, type 4 driver of Oracle class dot for name. And after this, what is the second step, sir? Establish connection between Java application and database. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Driver manager dot get connection. Here we have to pass JDBC URL, comma, username, comma, password. You know all these things, sir. It's not new things, sir. I explained multiple examples already right by this time. Sir, now observe, before JDBC 4.0, compulsory this step is the mandatory. And after load and register, we have to establish connection, right? But from JDBC 4.0 version onward, this step is not required. Are you getting? Directly, you can create connections, sir. How it is going to be happen? Very simple, sir. Based on JDBC URL. This driver manager dot get connection method automatically load the driver class. Automatically load driver class from the class path. Sir, do you know driver software is available in the form of jar file, right? In that jar file, information is available. Sir, this class loader will get that information and it will load the driver class automatically based on JDBC URL and the class path and the driver software. Sir, where is the proof for that? Internally, how it is implemented, I want to talk, sir. Sir, very simple. JDBC 4.0 version, sir. 4.0 version. Okay. Sir, if you want a driver software for Oracle, OJDBC 6.jar. OJDBC 6.jar. But JDBC 3x, maybe 3.1 or 3.2 like JDBC 3x. Do you know OJDBC 14.jar? Are you getting? Sir, internally, how this auto loading is implemented, if you analyze these two jar files, then you can able to identify very clearly, sir. Observe a bit carefully. What is, sir, JDBC 4.0 version jar file is OJDBC 6.jar. JDBC 3.x version jar file is OJDBC 14.jar. Remember this one. Sir, if I use OJDBC 14.jar, compulsory we have to load the driver class explicitly. Otherwise, the code won't work. Are you getting? Sir, if I use OJDBC 6.jar, because it is based on JDBC 4.0, this step is optional. If you want, you can remove, sir. Just take a bit very special care. Two jar files are available. What is the first jar file? OJDBC 14.jar, which is JDBC 3.x, where auto loading is not there. But the second one, OJDBC 6.jar, which is based on JDBC 4.0 version, where auto loading is available. Clear for all of you? Sir, now if I open these jar files, you can see a small point, sir. In JDBC 4.0 version onwards provided jar file, internally contain driver file is available, sir. Sir, in that jar file, in that driver software, driver file is available. From that driver file, okay, sir, my class loader can able to identify corresponding driver class name. Remember that. Sir, what is the name of that driver file? java.sql.driver. Sir, don't feel it is an interface. It is the name of the file. What is the name of the file? java.sql.driver. Where it is available, sir? Inside meta-inf folder. In the services folder is there. In this driver file is available. From this driver file, okay, my class loader will get a driver class name and load that driver class automatically. But this information is available from JDBC 4.0 version onwards only. But before JDBC 4.0 version, no such type of thing. That's why compulsory we have to load and register explicitly driver class. Are you able to understand, right? Sir, can you please tell, sir, in which version auto loading of driver class came? JDBC 4.0. JDBC 4.0 version onwards, in the corresponding driver software jar file, there is one special file is there. What is the name of that file, sir? Driver file. Okay, what is the name in JDBC 6.jar? java.sql.driver file. Sir, where it's available? Inside meta-inf folder, inside services. From this file, my class loader can able to get driver class name, and sir, class loader will load that driver class automatically. But if you open JDBC 6.jar, you can able to see all these things. But if I open JDBC 14.jar, sorry sir, no such type of file. Everyone can able to understand. That's why before JDBC 4.0 version, compulsory we have to load the driver class explicitly. But from JDBC 4.0 version onwards, this step is automated. We are not required to do explicitly. Clear for all of it? Sir, just aware. How many jar files I'm using? 2 jar files. OJDBC 6.jar, OJDBC 14.jar. OJDBC 14.jar is JDBC 3.0 where auto loading is not available. But OJDBC 6.jar where auto loading is available or not? Yes, available, sir. How we can, let me show this file and so on, right? Sir, already there with me, sir. Just have a look once, sir. Sir, I'm taking here is, just observe that. Sir, in my D drive, I placed 2 jar files, right? Both jar files I placed. Just I placed both jar files in my D drive. Just have a look once, sir. D drive, Oracle jars. There is one folder is there. What is the name of this folder, sir? Oracle jars. How many jar files are available? OJDBC 6.jar and OJDBC 14.jar is available, right? Okay. Now, let me open OJDBC 6.jar. Extract 2. Sir, have you observed by using WinZip software, I can able to extract, sir. Extract 2. Like this I took. Have a look once. If I extracted, by default, I can able to see, sir. 1 minute, sir. Just have a look once. Okay, sir, extracted OJDBC 6.jar. Are you able to see it, sir? Is it extracted or not? Yes. In that meta-inf folder is there. Sir, I'm talking about OJDBC 6.jar, meta-inf folder. In the meta-inf folder, okay, services folder is there. Can you please cross check? OJDBC 6, meta-inf. In that, what is the folder? Services. Let me open services folder. In the services folder, there is java.sql.driver file is available, right? Are you getting? Driver file is available. If I open this driver file, can you please cross check, sir? Oracle.jdbc.oracle driver. Oh, driver class is available in this file. From this file, my class loader can able to identify driver class and it will load that driver class automatically. Are you getting? Sir, this is related to which one, sir? This is related to which jar file? Have you observed, right? This is related to which one? Sir, make sure. 1 minute, please. Sir, here, this is related to which jar file? OJDBC 6.jar. If I open OJDBC 14.jar, let me extract, sir. OJDBC 14.jar. Sir, let me open OJDBC 14.jar. Observe that here OJDBC 14.jar extracted 2. Okay, let me open OJDBC, sir. Oh, OJDBC 14.jar also contain meta-NF folder. Inside meta-NF folder, are you seeing inside meta-NF folder? Are you seeing only manifest.mf? Sir, services folder is not available. Clear for all of it? So, services is not there. Driver file is not available. That's why class loader won't identify automatically. We have to load explicitly driver class, right? Are you able to understand, right, sir? Just take a bit very special care up to this, right? So, I performed postmortem on 2 jar files. What is the first jar file? OJDBC 6.jar. What is the second jar file? OJDBC 14.jar. OJDBC 14.jar is JDBC 3.0 based where auto loading is not there. JDBC 6.6, OJDBC 6.jar is based on JDBC 4.0 where auto loading is available. Sir, what extra thing is there in the new jar file where auto loading is supported? Sir, in that jar file there is one driver file is available. From that driver file, class loader will identify driver class automatically and load that driver class, right? That's why JDBC 4.0 version onwards, we are not required to load a driver class explicitly. Automatically it will be loaded. Clear for all of it, right? Sir, let me explain with a small example. Okay, sir, I will keep auto loading. I will comment this line. I will comment this line. If I comment this line, if I use OJDBC 14.jar, it won't work. If I comment this line, but if I use OJDBC 6.jar, happily it is going to work. Are you getting? Because auto loading support is available. From which version onwards? JDBC 4.0 version onwards. What is the compatible jar file? OJDBC 6.jar. Okay. Let me execute my program, sir. A small program is available. Observe that. Sir, here, have a look once. Sir, I have one program is there, sir. This is type 4 driver demo. Regarding what is this driver, sir? Type 4 driver demo. Okay, sir, this example already we covered, sir. Select a star from movies. Okay, like we have JDBC URL like. Sir, now Oracle.jdbc.Oracle driver. I don't want to use this one. I don't want to, I commented this line. If I commented this line, if I use OJDBC 14.jar, OJDBC 14.jar, either program will work or not? Won't work because 14.jar auto loading is not there. Compulsory we have to do this step explicitly. Just have a look once, sir. I want to take here. Just I'm taking 1 minute, please. Just I'm taking here. Just have a look once, sir. Observe that. Have a look once. These are the Oracle jar files. Sir, let me set OJDBC 14.jar in my class path. Are you getting? Let me set OJDBC 14.jar in my class path. Set class path is equal to OJDBC d:, Oracle jars OJDBC 14.jar /. Let me open command prompt. Let me open the command prompt. Okay. Let me execute this command. What is this command, sir? Set. Okay, now, which jar file I set in the class path? Can I spell out? OJDBC 14.jar. If you want, let me print echo dollar class path. Echo dollar class path. Have you observed? In the class path, which one is there, sir? OJDBC 6.jar is there. Can you please tell for this program, sir, for OJDBC 6.jar, is it going to work or won't work? Won't work because you commented this line, auto loading is not available. That's why, sir, here Java C type 4 driver demo. Type 4 driver demo.java. Compiles fine. Java type 4 driver demo. Like this I'm taking, sir. Have you observed? Exception java.sql.sql exception. No suitable driver found for this URL. Are you getting that? No suitable driver found for this URL. Everyone can able to understand, right? But the same program, let me say OJDBC 6.jar as the class path. Okay. Now, here I am taking OJDBC 6.jar. Program is the same program, sir. Let me take set class path is equal to, just observe that, sir. Sir, here 1 minute, please wait. Here I am taking set class path. Okay. Now is. Sir, let me cross check which is the jar file available now. Sir, echo percentage class path. Sir, what is this one? OJDBC 6.jar. Program is always same. Now Java C type 4 driver demo.java. Compile is fine. Now type 4 driver demo. Sir, happily it's working and the data from the database is coming or not? Yes, movies information from the database by default is going to come. Everyone can able to understand, right? So if I use OJDBC 14.jar, are you getting? If I use OJDBC 14.jar, SQL exception I'm getting, no suitable driver found. But if I use OJDBC 6.jar in my class path, happily the data is coming, sir. Okay, it's working. So from which version onwards, auto loading of driver class is available? Can I spell out from which version onwards, sir? JDBC 4.0 version onwards. Sir, we are not required to write this step explicitly. How the JVM, how the class loader can identify, sir, driver class name inside jar file? Meta-NF folder is there. Inside Meta-NF folder, services folder is there. In the java.sql.driver file is available where our driver class name is there. Clear, right? I hope. Not required to keep much explanation. But this facility is available from which version onwards? JDBC 4.0 version. Before that, inside Meta-NF folder, services folder, driver file not available. Compulsory we have to take care. Clear, right? Sir, internally, which method is going to take care? All these things, sir. Sir, we are calling which method, sir? Driver manager dot get connection. Are you getting? Driver manager dot get connection method we are calling. Are you getting right? Driver manager dot get connection internally responsible for all these activities. The people who are interested, open driver manager get connection method, then you can able to see internally how this feature is implemented. Clear for all of it? Sir, only one thing you have to be aware. From JDBC 4.0 version onwards, load and register driver class is not required. Directly, we can comment this line. Are you getting? Sir, directly, these are the 5 steps to develop JDBC application. Internally, how it is implemented? Inside driver software jar file, they are maintaining driver file. In the driver class is available. Sir, from that file, driver class name, JVM is going to read and will load automatically based on JDBC URL and the class path. Clear for all of it, right? Okay? That's all. But anyway, sir, make sure it is not new feature, sir. This feature came from which version onwards? Okay, JDBC 4.0, which came in the 2006. Now 2017, almost around 11 years already completed. After 11 years, still it is the people may not support such type of things are not there. Happily, you can avoid this line. Don't worry about that. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, that's all. Next, do you know one more thing you people should aware, sir? From Java 1.6 version onwards or JDBC 4.0 version onward, this step is not required. Next, from Java 1.7 version onwards, close the connection is not required because try with resources is there. A new feature came. If I use that new feature, we are not required to close the connection. Will be closed automatically. Sir, how many things automated, right? Sir, first step, last step already automated. Very soon in the next versions, these steps also they will automate. If these steps also they will automate, what is the need of programmer, sir? Okay, take a bit special care. Automation is the very dangerous problem for the software engineer, of course, which is compulsory required for the business sake. Are you getting? Sir, take a bit very special care about this automation. Already in our JDBC 6 steps, 2 steps already automated, right? Very soon these 4 steps also will be automated. We are not required to write single line of JDBC code. Are you getting? Single line of JDBC code. So programmer role is not there. Are you getting that? Just kidding. Don't worry about that. So that's all. So auto loading of driver class. Are you getting? Internally, how it is implemented with respect to the program I told. I use 2 jar files, OJDBC 14.jar, OJDBC 6.jar. 6.jar is supports, 6.jar supports auto loading. OJDBC 14.jar won't support auto loading because it is not based on JDBC 4.0 version. Clear for all of you, right? That's all. Thank you, sir.